Golf Channel proudly presents the PGA Works Collegiate Championship, presented by Chase Sapphire and Kohler. What first started as just an idea at a meeting 40 years ago has developed into the most culturally significant championship in all of collegiate golf, as this year the PGA Works Collegiate Championship returns to the Sunshine State, with the park opening its doors to some of the very best in the collegiate game. This piece of property, it was revived by Seth Waugh and Dirk Ziff as it reopened just 3 years ago. Gil Hanse, Jim Wagner, they came in, put their touches on this municipal masterpiece. And we had rain Sunday and Monday, but you could not ask for a better one today. The men's Division I teams, they were off early this morning. We're going to see a lot of them on Wednesday, and Florida A&M, they're the team to catch. They're up by 13, led by Sasha Robinson, who's at the top 6 under par. We're going to see a lot of the men's Division II today. Western New Mexico hanging on to a 3-shot lead, led by Jacob Alcorta, who is currently 3 under par. The women's division, we'll see a lot of them this afternoon as well. Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, they've got a 12-shot lead in that individual race. There's going to be a medalist honor for those individuals for the teams, but there are individuals as well, not here with their squads, flying solo this week. And Deshaun Tyson, he's flying quite nicely. Back-to-back rounds of 68, 6 under par, leading the way there. And Alexis Fayetta struggled a little bit today, had a really big lead after day one. It is shaping up to be a really good one coming down the stretch tomorrow, with national championships on the line. So glad you could join us on this Tuesday. Sunny skies, the breeze is up. Steve Burkowski alongside Doug Smith, who won this championship back in 2005. Olin Brown Jr. and Julia Johnson on the course for us this afternoon. What a difference a day makes with the weather. We head out to the action at 8, pick up Hannah Creekmore as this look for birdie. How about that, Doug?
Getting our day started right there. Go ahead and pick up the birdie as soon as we come onto our window, and that is a useful effort there at the 8th. Bounce back after that bogey at the 7th. It was 1 over in her round.
Let's go to the green at 9. Samantha Gibbs trying to save par. She's able to get that one to go. Junior at Texas A&M Corpus Christi has a couple of career wins already under her belt during her days in college.
It's going to be a day we're going to see a lot of those kind of 4-5 foot putts for par. You get off the green on these holes, it's going to be tough to convert for par.
We make our way over to the fairway at the 12th. Brown Jr. down with this group that has J.D. Cunningham, Jacob Alcorta, and Elvis Steen moving along rather nicely. And we welcome in Olin. Say good afternoon.
Hey guys, looking forward to a good day of golf. J.D. is looking at about 170 yards. This green is a blind second shot. The pin is on a shelf. There's a downslope before it and a shelf to the right of it that sends the ball down. If it misses just 4 or 5 paces right of this pin, it'll kick down another 30 or 40 feet into a collection area. I expect the players to be taking on this pin to some degree.
In a great aerial here, Doug, you have room to drive the golf ball.
Yeah, you've got plenty of space out there. This is almost wall-to-wall fairway. But again, that's the fun part of this golf course. You can hit it anywhere, stay out of the sandy areas, but if you find grass, you can really attack these hole locations. But if you miss, you'll be severely penalized and have a tough upcoming shot. Ball on the way for Cunningham. Punch bowl green here, Burko. One you can kind of miss on the edges. This is one of the few that'll actually bring the ball back to the putting surface.
And there are several hole locations they can use throughout the course of the week to maybe entice the players to hit it close. All right, tee at 11, Shawnice Gregory getting ready to go. We will follow Tracer Technology, which is presented by Chase Sapphire.
Yeah, 135 for the women today, and I was going to talk about that little knob she just covered. That's going to actually provide a really interesting watch as we see shots come into 11. You hit the wrong side of that ridge and bound well over the back.
Sean East, the junior from Birmingham, plays for Texas Southern.
We have Alcorta. He's got about 150 yards, pretty much straight back into the wind.
Say a wind starting to freshen up a little bit, less than it was yesterday. Got it about 10 miles an hour right now, and that will help the scorecard if you can convert.
Alcorta leading the way for Western New Mexico. The Mustangs trying to win a national championship. They didn't play in this event a year ago. Their best finish this season, 4. So what a way they could possibly put an exclamation point on this season.
I like how you said that. They're going to have to ride Alcorta for sure. Even par on this round, coming off a birdie 2 holes ago. But if he can kind of lead the Mustangs, we might be able to see some magic happen.
Mustangs currently 4 clear as second round coverage underway from West Palm Beach, Florida. Today's coverage is brought to you by Kohler, helping people live gracious, healthy, and sustainable lives. And by Chase Sapphire, upgrade your travel and dining experiences with Chase Sapphire. We are back at 12. J.D. Cunningham, birdie effort just off the green, Olin.
He's putting downhill. This putt is gonna be picking up a little speed as it goes by the hole. And that is running out. Very tricky with the down grain, downhill putt, putting into the wind. Easy for that putt to get away from you.
Yeah, holds on a little shelf there, and it just, like you said, just runs all the way away. But you have that mounding in the back of the screen that'll funnel it back down. But very interesting design here from Gil Hans.
Keep it right here to watch Elvis Steen next to go, the senior for the Texas A&M International Dust Devils, one of the great nicknames and you'll find in college sports.
Yeah, this green is tricky. It provides an interesting challenge for players, particularly this hole location. It's tucked very close up to this slope in the green that kicks the balls to the back in this punch bowl style. And we're going to have JD to not lose his turn.
You hate when that happens. You get the motor running, you give it a nice wrap, and then you haven't lost your turn.
And there is Cunningham, a lengthy one remaining for his par.
That first putt, we saw it go by, but we didn't expect it to go this far. I mean, he's got almost 30 feet back up the hill. So you can't afford to do that in a team game. Morehouse need to do everything they can. Only 4 shots behind Western New Mexico right now, and that hurts.
Set back to the green at 11. Shawnice Gregory got a really good look at birdie.
Keep the pace up. Oh. Not too shabby of an effort. Really good shot in there for Shanice.
Now Elvis Steen ready for his birdie try at 12.
We saw a couple really nice iron shots in here by Elvis and Jacob.
We saw 2 nice iron shots. We didn't see a great putt. That looked a little nervy with the wand.
It's always hard when somebody hits one way by the hole. You know, you get a little gun shy after watching that. Easy to leave it short.
Biggest difference how this golf course is playing relative to what we saw yesterday, Olin?
I think with the wind blowing yesterday and continuing to blow today, this place has dried out a bit. We already saw some shots yesterday, particularly in the high spots the ball was bouncing. I expect more of that today, and it looks to me like the greens have picked up quite a bit of pace as well.
Yeah, we got that late moisture, or that midday moisture, I should say. Remember, a 2.5-hour delay yesterday, but with the wind that we had and how this place is just built on all sand, dried really well as our quarter trying to make a birdie. That one got away from him too.
You talk about the rain. More than 3 inches have fallen on this property in the last 48 hours, and none of that today.
Yeah, we had a couple spats early this morning out here, but nothing that's really stayed or provided any drama.
All right, let's see how Hannah Creekmore getting ready to go here. Julia with this group.
Coming off of a beautiful birdie at the last. This was a really nice layup to the right side of the fairway. 111 yards left, trying to use the wind to get something closer to that hole location. That needs to settle.
That's what we're talking about right there, Julia. These edges of these greens will take you down into these sandy areas, or just down in the surfaces. They're so pure, but they're so tight. That tiffed, tough Bermuda, it's just, it gives you nothing underneath the surface, Steve. It's very, very tight and tough to pitch off of.
You get players and teams from all around the country, maybe not familiar with it as opposed to some others.
Yeah, it's definitely a learning curve when you come down this area.
Back to 12, see if Alcorta can keep it at 3 under.
All right, not shy. Brush that one in.
He's smiling, he's having fun. That's what it's all about.
You know, he's playing well, and it's a fun golf course to play. I mean, when you can just hit driver as hard as you want a lot of places, and try to give yourself some angles, and then really hold on to your hat hitting into these greens, you can have a blast.
Let's head back over to 9, pick up Maria Quintero, the freshman from Venezuela who plays for Chicago State.
Well, she had a beautiful drive on this hole, making this third a little bit more difficult on herself than she would have wanted. 64 yards left, but she's pitching over a bunker coming out of these sandy areas over here on the left side of this hole. She does not have a lot of green to work with, whether that be short or long here.
And right back into the fan, and she ate some sand on that swing, and I know she mishit that, but she's still going to have that bunker to contend with.
Oh, and to what you and Julia just said, there actually are no bunkers on this golf course. You'll see a lot of sand, but it's played as sandy areas or general areas throughout the course. Third member of this group, Thais Ameskua, getting ready to go.
Well, she's got a lot of power. She hits the ball beautifully, hits it really long off the tee. So she was able to get something close to this green down here, but almost made it a little bit more difficult on herself because she's having to pitch up and over this greenside sandy area as well. Fortunate, the wind is coming back into her just slightly, but you've got to be really precise with this shot here.
Thais, junior for Texas Southern.
Yeah, Julie, I did my ride around earlier this morning, and I said that front left bunker just looks like it's going to get a lot of action today, especially with players laying up well left of it. But I don't want to speak her into that bunker, but tough shot, nowhere to land it.
Yeah, if she gets this on the green, anywhere on the green within 30 feet of this whole location is a very good shot here. Well, she's trying to make it, guys.
Took a peek on the way by.
Well, hits at 12 feet. That was phenomenal. Landed on the downslope, down grain cut there.
Really good shot by Thais there at 9. She'll have a look at birdie when we come back. Take a look at how things stand in the women's division. It's brought to you by Kohler. We are back in West Palm Beach, Florida, continuing coverage of the PGA Works Collegiate Championship, and it is presented by Kohler. It's the kind of day, if you live in South Florida, early May, low 80s, sun out, you're feeling good about life.
Tell you, I'm down in Phoenix, so coming this part of the country, I forgot what humidity felt like.
All right, let's get back to the action on the green at 9.
This would be a beautiful up and down for Thais if she can get this one to go, but just misses on the low side there. Hannah Creekmore found that right greenside bunker, took her 2 to get out of it, so she has a bogey putt upcoming.
So Thais, 2-putt par there at 9.
Tough hole on the 5th. Staying in it. She can head to the back 9 and steady the ship just a bit.
Over at 7, this is Michael Alunga trying to save his par.
That is a useful save, especially with the broomstick.
Yeah, Michael, the junior for Livingstone, the Blue Bears, but before he became a standout there, he won the Kenyan Amateur back in 2024. Now that is a proper looking trophy, Doug Smith.
I don't mind that one at all. Anytime you can win a country open or amateur, you had to play some golf and beat a lot of great players. So hats off to him doing that 2 seasons ago.
All right, Creekmore back on the green at the 9th, trying to save bogey.
She got a pretty good read off of the Hees. And how about it? That's a good bogey there. Anytime you have a chance to make a putt on a par 5, you will take it. Unfortunately, drops a shot here at the 9th, though.
The ball went in with some authority for bogey. I don't mind that at all.
We've seen 9 pose some challenges this par 5.
Yeah, it's played like right in the middle of the pack, is like the 8th, 9th hardest hole in the golf course. You get out of position, it can bite you.
All right, make our way over to 13. Looked like for a moment J.D. Cunningham was going to go, but he might have pointed to one of his fellow competitors to say, you're away. So that would either be Jacob Alcorda or Elvis Steen.
Yeah, that's Elvis. He has 76 yards from the bunker.
Yeah, these sandy areas are just all over the place, and they can come out of nowhere. And not the worst shot, though.
No, he'll take that from there. I was surprised to see all the guys hit driver here. I think they hit it a little close to this front hole location. There's a false front about 8 yards short of this pin, and everything between that and the hole is down grain. Down grain, downwind, elevated tee, half wedge shot. It's going to be tricky for these guys to get it close.
Now J.D. Cunningham.
Begging for it to sit. There's a knob that'll peel off. And not the day Cunningham had hoped for it. Not a birdie on the card just yet. Chance upcoming.
Third member of this group, Jacob Alcorda, who's been cruising along pretty nicely, Olin.
He's been playing well. He's been hitting some beautiful shots. He has 60 yards here. Be interested to see how he plays this, whether he tries to use that false front and skip the ball up it, or hits a serious spinner in there downwind.
What would you like to see?
I think he's got to bounce it short and trust the bounce and hope he gets lucky.
Called it, but that just takes off over the ridge.
He missed that. If that was 2 feet shorter, I think it catches a little better and cozies up there nicely.
We talked about the park, Doug, off the top, how it reopened in 2023. And for those here this week and those that come all year long, they're treated to something really special.
Yeah, I mean, par 71. I'm out here just under 6,800 yards. Gil Hans, Jim Wagner did a fantastic job out here. And, I shared a conversation with Gil Hans earlier today where he said they came out here and made this a blank canvas. He felt like the sand and the area around here matched the sand belt area down in Melbourne, Australia. And that's where he got his creativity for this golf course. And you got to give a big shout out to Clay Myers, who's going to join us a little later on in the broadcast, and Peter Lavalle. This place is in championship condition right now.
And it goes back to when it was first designed by Dick Wilson in the late 1940s. It's in the right place. The property is there, and it's a whole new avenue they've gone down, and we'll get into that a little bit more throughout the show. That is Azul Amezcua. There's 2 of them, sisters on that team.
Yeah, we had some fun with her the other night. We'll talk about that a bit later as well.
All right, let's get back to your group, Olin, on and around the green at 13.
Yeah, we're going to have Elvis up first. He's on probably the highest point of this green. There's a knob on this back section of the green which protected his ball from going over. It's going to kick the ball pretty hard right, and then he has to deal with a second knob. The farther up on the second knob the ball gets, the more it'll break. So he's going to have a tricky time matching up the line and the speed here, going back into the wind, into the grain. I think there's more right to left in it than left to right.
It's one of those putts where if you get it too high, it'll just hang and stay upright. You really have to try to find that little spine between the two knobs. He gave that a hip turn, Burko.
All in all, not too bad.
In some of the bigger green complexes you'd see. That was one of the first things I noticed when I got here to the park. Massive grass, wall-to-wall grass. But the greens, probably just around 7,000 square feet. Put it in perspective, you go to like a Pebble Beach and you're at 3,600 square feet.
Keep it right here to watch Cunningham.
Yeah, JD's dealing with that second knob that will kick his ball pretty aggressively to the left.
Great view of overhead. Both players coming up well short.
Yeah, this green feels like it slopes back to front. The players are all putting into the grain and back into the wind, so whatever downhill there might be back to front is negated by that into the grain, and at least 15 miles an hour or so of wind the guys are dealing with.
Yeah, east-northeast wind at the moment, right around 10 miles an hour. Yesterday we saw much more wind at this time. We got gusts up to about 25, steady at about 16. So a bit calmer.
Now Corda.
He come out of that putt quickly. You can tell he just read it on the low side. Just got to plod along out here on this moving day.
Corda, a little bit of work remaining for his par, but as a whole, he's in a really good spot individually and for the team as well, helping the Mustangs to a 4-shot lead on day number 2. We are back at 18. Sinai Carter, the freshman for North Carolina Central, just making the turn. This wave started on the back 9.
Down the hill, pours it in with perfect pace. She'll start that long walk over to the 10th.
And speaking of 10, we head over there now and pick up Julia's group. Appears it's going to be Thais Ameskua getting ready to go.
3 really good drives here. Thais will be first to go. She's got 134 yards left. Wind coming pretty hard out of the right now, but this is a very accessible hole location in the middle of the green here. 18 paces on, 14 off the right. This whole green slopes a little right to left as well, so anything out to the right will feed back towards that hole.
See, Julia, she's got that kind of sideboard just left of the flag too. You can get away with something just left, but if it's a little too much, it can go well off the back left of the green.
You'd have to think with this wind direction right now coming hard out of the right that she's looking a couple flag sticks out to the right. Just let the wind do all of the work for her here. Probably just trying to hit this about 129 or 130 yards.
Right at that bunker ring on the right.
This is getting knocked down by the wind out to the left.
Yeah, there's the other side that I was mentioning earlier. Get away in a hurry.
Stay right here with Hannah Creekmore.
A very quick player here, 123 left. She is going a little out to the right, but that comes up a little short of the green.
Riding around earlier today, noticed players when they were pitching just short, they got against the grain. They hit a couple shots that were a little husky. We'll see how she manages that one upcoming.
Third member of this group, Maria Quintero, also right in the middle of the fairway.
You know, beautiful drive coming off of a really, really nice par at the last. You remember she was in the sandy area over there on the left side of the hole, made a great putt for par. So has a little bit of momentum as she's making the turn here. Just 118 yards left into this hole. Very low trajectory here, a little out to the right of that hole location.
Something got her attention over to the left, but if you hit it low, miss strike it, and hit it hole high, that's pretty solid. Good miss.
Certainly will work for Quintero. Have a upcoming look at birdie. And you look at her story. Everyone has a story here, Doug. You know, Maria, part of that LPGA Leadership Academy, an alumni. There are so many pathways, avenues to get connected to this game, and it doesn't always start on the first tee.
No, but it always doesn't start in like a traditional way. If you could, get yourself around the right people, find some people that love the game, they can take you a long, long way.
Yeah, the numbers have shown this championship over nearly the last decade. You've got about 10% of the participants that somehow, some way end up in this game, and a lot of it is not by playing it. It's the love of it. It's working behind the scenes. So many possibilities.
Yeah, the PGM programs from University of Maryland Eastern Shore, Kaiser University, UNLV have a few players here in the field. It's almost like if you can just touch golf, you somehow get to it, the bug will bite you.
Yeah, the founder's goal from that meeting 40 years ago was to elevate the game of golf at minority colleges and universities. Morehouse fits that bill. They won this championship back in 2010. I mean, you see a lot of the teams continuing to show here each and every year, and it's a testament. It's what they build to, and I know their head coach, Edgar Evans Jr., wants to do something big here this week, but before that maybe happens, he's down with Olin Brown Jr.
Yeah, we're here with Edgar Evans from Morehouse College, and I just wanted to ask you, what does it mean to be at this tournament for you guys with such a prestigious event?
Oh man, it means everything. We're so excited to be here. We've been working hard all year to try to make this tournament. I was fortunate enough to play in this tournament when I was in college, and to now come back here as a coach after being at Morehouse for 2 years is a true honor, and we're here to compete. So it's really exciting.
I love that. I love that. Now, you guys had the opportunity about a month ago to spend some time with Bernard Langer.
Yes.
What was that like?
Oh man, it was awesome. I tried to hire him as assistant coach, but he turned me down this time. But no, it was great. He gave the boys some great advice about how to deal with pressure, about preparation, about what it takes to be a champion. And I think they can use some of that, hopefully, this week to help them out as they come down the stretch.
Your goals, turning your players not just into great athletes, but men of character, great men of character. How do you go about doing that?
Well, it's every day. I learned from one of my best mentors, Scott Schroeder at Atlanta Country Club, the importance of attention to detail, having a sense of urgency, going above and beyond, respecting yourself and others. And every day I try to instill those things into our young men. You know, Morehouse, as a whole, our mission is to build men. And so every day I'm thinking, as a leader, how can I lead them to help them become the best versions of themselves so when they leave Morehouse, they can go out in the world and change the world.
It's an honorable mission, man. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right.
Good to hear from Edgar Evans Jr., second year leading Morehouse, the Maroon Tigers. And it's those answers, Doug, that truly puts this championship into a much better perspective.
And when I see and talk about Morehouse College, I also think about the guys from Eastside Golf, you know, Elijah Wanajanaku or Earl Cooper, and what they've been able to do for this team has been unbelievable.
Birdie putt on the way at the 10th for Thais Ameskua, and pretty good from that range.
Yeah, anytime you're outside of 30 feet here on this golf course, putting up or down and around, having those tap-ins for par can take some pressure off.
Now Quintero on the 10th.
Hole high here. Right to left movement, downhill ever so slightly. She gave that one a run, guys.
Yeah, I don't mind it. She's getting to that part of the round where she wants to see something happen. She's had a couple bigger numbers than she had hoped for. No birdies on the card. And Julia, you know what it's like. You get to this mode around 10, 11. It's like, okay, we got to make something happen.
But it's that fine line, Julia, of wanting to make something happen and letting it come to you. Where is that balance?
Well, it's tricky. It's one of the things that makes golf so difficult is you want to give it a chance to go in, but you also don't want to force yourself to make 4-footers all day, especially in windy conditions like these players are facing out here. Those 3 4-foot putts become very difficult. This would be a great par here for Hannah if she can get this downhill putt to go.
Oh, yes, Hannah Creekmore with authority.
Yeah, in the Bermuda, to add to that, to Julia's point, you know, you want to make some putts with pace, but 4-footers will wear you down. Good par.
All right, let's pick up Alcorta, his second at 14.
Dealing with a heavy right to left wind. It's a good looking shot.
Looks good off her line. Didn't have enough weight. Uphill effort coming up. Another look there, Burko. You can see all the knobs and ridges in these greens.
Yeah, just because you're on the green doesn't mean you're in the right spot all the time.
Not at all. These greens will expose you as well. You get on the wrong side, give it the wrong speed or not enough. And I've seen plenty of lip outs this week.
All right, keep you here to watch J.D. Cunningham.
Just saw your playing partner come up short. You want to play defense, but you also want to play offense at the same time. We'll see what he chooses. Have the right acoustics to it, Burko. Perfectly struck.
Short game going to be tested once again here at the 14th. We'll see if J.D. Cunningham can get up and down to save his par as we continue to watch the men's Division II teams. Western New Mexico, a 3-shot lead. And for the women, Texas A&M Corpus Christi. A little bit of separation. They're up 16, but a lot still to be decided, as this is brought to you by Chase Sapphire. More coverage coming your way next.
fix your line.
We are back to the green on the 14th. J.D. Cunningham from Morehouse getting ready to go.
Yeah, JD's got some 50 or 60 feet here. Going through a trough, the pin is on a high point in the back of the green with some ridges that meet. Be tricky to get his line and speed right here.
So it looks like a simple putt, but it's down and up, then around. And that could roll right back to him off that little shelf there.
There are just a lot of visuals that are giving the guys a hard time here.
Over at 11, Carmen Pate, the freshman for Texas Southern. First team all SWAC performer and a long-range birdie look.
Three-tiered green and got it on the right level.
Little victory lap by Carmen. Well done.
And those putts like that can change around. Got off to a tough start. One under on this backside.
All right, Alcorta's turn at 14.
Yeah, he's dealing with the right slope here to this back pin on a spine.
He hasn't had a lot of issue with speed.
That was well judged.
Few putts we've seen him hit. Oh, and that's nice.
Yeah, that was nice. This pin's on a spine, and it's got a slope to the right of it and a slope left of it. You've got to ride it just perfectly to get your line right.
The moment hasn't looked too big for him in the 45 minutes we've been on today, Doug.
No, I just feel like he understands the assignment. You know, he knows that this is day 2 of 3 days. It might be a little different scenario back 9 come championship Wednesday.
3-time All-State performer back in high school in Silver City, New Mexico.
Yeah, he has striped it from what I've seen out here. We showed up around 10, and he's hit every green and had some pretty good looks.
All right, back over to 11, the par 3. We're going to watch Maria Quintero tee off here, and our tracer technology will follow it, presented by Chase Sapphire.
Well, this is one of the more fun and difficult hole locations on this green. Doug touched on a little knob in front of this hole location earlier. It just makes it so difficult to get to this hole downwind. 134, but plays down about 6. This is on a beautiful line.
Don't want it to bound forward, just like that. Cover that ridge, Julia, and hit that backside, and it's like a catapult. The thing's gone.
Make our way back to 14, see if Cunningham can save par.
Had trouble getting the first one to the hole. Did he have trouble getting the second one? Yes, to the hole. Another drop shot. Cunningham today, and it's his 3rd on the side.
Make our way back to 11, Thais Ameskua getting ready to go.
134 adjusted to 128, but with this wind right now, I mean, it is blowing maybe the strongest I've felt it so far today, probably playing closer to 115. It's just so difficult. This shot is so much easier if the wind was blowing back into these women's faces. It's so hard to carry that little ridge and hold it on that back tier. This one turning over towards the center of the green.
That's going to find one of those sandy areas off that left side. You saw how much chase that had, Burko. And again, we talked about the rain yesterday. Well, the fairways and surrounds, they are completely dry today.
Well, it's a testament to the crew working hard to get this in championship condition and to test the very best in collegiate golf, because there are national titles on the line. It isn't supposed to be easy. We'll see who will continue to step up and rise to the occasion heading into the final round. We are back in West Palm Beach, Florida, a picture-perfect May afternoon for the PGA Works Collegiate Championship presented by Chase Sapphire. It is day 2 of 3, 5 national titles on the line this week. We will crown our champions tomorrow, early evening, around 7 p.m. Eastern. How does that sound? Back to 11, Creekmore second from over the green.
I did good work to get it the proper level. 3 tiers here. Whole location cut on the middle part. I'll tell you, it depends on which angle we're talking about, which tier it's cut on. This would be the third one, actually.
You've had the chance to talk to a lot of players throughout the week, Doug. What are they saying about this place, and what have they learned throughout the week?
Well, they've loved it. They've loved being down here in West Palm. I've heard a lot of folks say we miss being at Whistling Straits. But getting to play, a lot of schools here, they play on Bermuda, so this is a home game for them, but it's more about just the overall experience. Getting to meet the fellows from the PGA of America, the dignitaries from the PGA of America, all the folks that come in and volunteer and support this championship. Again, it's a great time, something that you look forward to.
Meskua for par.
Found that sandy area long of this green. This one just a little low, so a little bit of work left to do now for her bogey putt.
How have you seen the transformation of this championship when you played more than 2 decades ago?
Well, we played a stationary event when I played. We did down to Port St. Lucie, played PGA Golf Village, so it was kind of like you knew the course and you got more familiar with it every year you played, especially as you kind of go through your college journey. But we didn't play, you know, Sawgrass, Shoal Creek, Whistling Straits. We didn't play courses like that. Now, I'm not saying that PGA Village is not a championship golf course, but taking it on the road and getting the youngsters around the area to come out and support and see people that look like them playing golf, I think that's one of the big keys to this championship as it moves around.
Yeah, the first 11 editions of this championship held at Highland Park Golf Club in Cleveland, Ohio. Now things have changed. Quintero for birdie.
Looking well out to the left.
She catch a puff there, Julia?
It's blowing pretty steady. I think that might have been more of just uncertainty with the line a little bit. There's a slope coming off of her left, off the left side of the green, that should pull this back out to the right. Wind blowing straight back into her face. I think that wind had a little bit to do with that ball coming up short there.
Well, she read it well. Just not enough effort. You got to take that into consideration. Gets the grain back into the fan.
Let's go over to the 9th. Cody Dow, the freshman for Chaminade. Lengthy birdie effort.
This thing wrap it all the way around. How rude.
It's probably good that the
how
flag
safe.
stick was there. Let's just say that.
Oh, you expect that one to fall after you hear the clank. And yeah, I think that was more of a save than anything.
Creekmore trying to save her par at 11.
Looking a little high left here, should pull to her right.
Great read from both of you. It's funny you mentioned Highland Park. My dad actually took me up there to see this championship in '92. I was 8 years old. He wanted me to see players that looked like me, because being from Lexington area, Kentucky, there wasn't any.
Now Amaskua, excuse me, for bogey.
Not much in this one here. One of those putts that you can hit a little bit more firm if you want to take out any of the break.
Not a bad putting stroke. Kind of like that motion, a little poppy, a little Brant Snedeker-ish.
Let's move over to 15, where we see J.D. Cunningham just off the fairway.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good lie. It's fairly firm where he is. Ball's sitting up okay. He has 227, plays about 4 uphill, and he's dealing with a pretty stiff left to right wind. Hard to tell if it's helping at all.
He's got to be careful. Make sure this cuts. Just chipped it. Not too shabby. Could get well away down towards 16T, but a great angle back up to this hole location. Aggressive play. I like that.
Keep it right here to watch Alcorta.
Yeah, Jacob has 200 yards. He had a really nice tee shot here. Back hole location, again, hard to tell if the wind is helping at all. It's very, very left to right. If anything, the east-northeast wind should be a touch of help. But I think with how far left he's going to have to start this, just playing the uphill is enough.
Yeah, you see that rake in that sandy area. That's where he's going to have to start this, unless he's working it back against it.
Looks like he is trying to turn that against the wind.
Usually lands soft like that. And he's got that one up on the surface. Big bounce forward off that mounding in front of the screen. Really hides the putting surface.
That's a good look at golf swing.
Yeah, solid shot.
Alcorta on the green at 15, enjoying this walk on a sunny Tuesday afternoon in West Palm Beach, Florida. The PGA leads the way at the park because the park employs 11 PGA of America golf professionals and associates, including a couple of past participants of this PGA Works Collegiate Championship, including Clay Myers, the head golf professional here at the park, who's kind enough to spend some time and join us today. Always good to see you, my friend. What are your initial impressions of this championship at your golf course?
Oh, it's been phenomenal. From the moment you guys got here to start setting up the event, to the youth day, to the career fairs, to the rounds of competition. We had a little wrench the first day with the weather, but looks like everything has been good since then, and looks like to be a great championship.
Well, I'll tell you what, how you guys were able to handle and manage how that weather delay worked as we see Cunningham back. His approach shot. Let's talk about this approach shot, because this is a difficult green. You don't see it when you hit it up the hill.
Yeah, so with these greens, you want to be creative around it. You can either go up high like he just did there. A lot of people would probably putt that. You can bump and run it. But with the wind coming at him for that shot, he did the right play. Go up high, let it stop right there by the green. But
I do love that part about the park. It's a course where you can play any style of golf. Now, I've seen you teach. You've played golf at every level. You've played on the PGA Tour. When you take all of your experience, what do you pour into the community here in West Palm?
Yeah, we want to be a place that they have access to come play. Between all our junior programming, our PAF programming, the private lessons, the wonderful 18-hole golf course we have here, we just try to invite everybody out to whatever skill level you are, because we have something for every skill level. We have a short lit 9 course, and even our top tracer range, get your numbers dialed. But yeah, we just try to be a fun facility and invite everybody out.
And say more about that PATH program.
Yeah, the PATH is it's kind of our community outreach led by Dave Andrews, and he's been doing a great job. We go out to local schools in this community, all Title I schools. We provide them free after-school tutoring and golf lessons. We also go to their PE classes and teach golf during the day. We have ACE interns that help with their college prep, their SAT prep, getting into college. And I think this year everybody got a scholarship to go to college. So it's just been a great ride seeing these kids mature and get older. Right now, there's most of them in elementary school, so it'll be good to see how they progress in the future.
Well, somebody who's progressing nicely, Owen, Al Corda here, long one at the 15th.
Yeah, putting straight up the middle of the screen. Tough to get your speed perfect with that wind.
Yeah, but he'll have that remaining for birdie. And Clay, everything you just described is almost verbatim of what Seth Waugh told me earlier today when I connected with him. It was Seth and Dirk Ziff who basically revitalized this. In 2018, it was shuttered. It was not in the best of condition. And, you know, Seth hit on some key points of the park is a shining example of what can be done with municipal golf. It's built in the right place. It had great architects, but it is the community, how you can impact so many people and taking care of the locals, the kids, the adults, everyone that goes through it. What does that mean to you to be part of something a whole lot bigger than just a golf course?
Yeah, it's been great. Led by Brian Conley right there, our GM. He's done a great job with putting all the pieces together and steering the ship. It's just been so fun to work here. I'm so grateful and blessed to have this opportunity. You know, it's just been fun.
Yeah, it's one of those places where it was so intentional, Clay. Like, we're going to put this lit down. We're going to put, you know, this really bumpy putting green area as we see Steen now trying to save par. It was intentional, and it's actually turning out and growing into what they thought it could be. And I think it just lays the tracks for what more places can do across the country.
Yeah, I think so. We've had a lot of golf course owners, operators come by to see our model and how we do things here. And I really think that, you know, this could be one of many.
Yeah, it's something Seth shared with me earlier, that this can be a blueprint for so many communities across the country to say, you know what, municipal golf works and it can impact so many people. And, you know, when you see it and then you have a championship like this, the confluence of this golf course, its underlying meaning and what this championship's all about. You're a past participant. You see this all come together. I see the smile on your face right now. It's kind of a match made in heaven.
Yeah, the stars aligned on this one, and I mean, this tournament just really speaks to our mission here, just being inclusive and giving these kids access and opportunities to play world-class venues to really help them prepare for the next level.
The smile on the face of Cunningham shows you what that birdie meant, but what the week means as well. You know, you played in 2010. That was a little while ago, but you know, you have those connections and the memories to the game. We'll see if Al Corda can make a birdie as well.
This putt should go a little to his right. Ooh, one left. I didn't see that either.
You never could putt, Clay, so that's what happened. For the folks at home, Clay
yeah,
and
I'm staying in my lane.
We go back a long time. And Clay, I'll give you your flowers because I don't do it often, but it's great to see you come out, have a goal with PGA. Because you and I, we took our PATs about a week apart. Yeah. And to see what you've been able to do with your involvement with the PGA of America, it's been nothing short of amazing. But I enjoy watching you be a part of something that, like Burko just mentioned, this facility is laying the framework for what golf can look like in the future, and how people can enjoy the game differently than we've seen it previously.
Corda to finish up with his par, one of the few missteps we've seen from him today after he knocked it on the green here in 2 at 15.
Almost disappointing though when you get to this hole, and Clay, we'll get your take. When you get to 15, you just circle it. You almost just put 4 on the card and then go on.
Yeah, especially if you hit the fairway. You have a mid to long iron in. Now the green does slope, you know, kind of back to front, and everything feeds off to the right. So you got to be, you know, either come in high or just land it in the right spot. But yeah, you definitely got to make birdie there. The last 4 holes, you want to make birdie.
I was going to say something like that. The last 4 holes, Burko, really give you an opportunity to kind of punctuate a good round.
Well, we will see if Jacob and others can do that. You talked about the kids, the involvement. You were a big part of something a few days ago here with Youth Day. What inspires you to kind of touch those that maybe have never had their hands around a club before?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's always been something I've been passionate about, is teaching people how to play golf, teaching kids how to play, introducing the game of golf to people. I've done that most of my life, but yeah, to get this opportunity right here to teach these kids, and you know, I'm gonna get in there. I'm gonna show you how to do it. I'm gonna show you the right way. You know, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you. So that's what I was doing here with him, trying to get him to turn through. But yeah,
and a little dancing at the end.
Just have fun.
The little lightweight turn up for you.
What's the initial reaction for a young boy or girl who's maybe never hit a golf ball before when they finally hit that one, right? Everyone's always waiting for that one.
Yeah, when you hit it right in the screws and you get that light bulb moment, like, oh man, I can do this. And yeah, golf does.
Let's head out to 12 quickly. Creekmore, her third.
He plays that little punch bowl green down there. You can't see the bottom, so a little guesswork coming in here.
That's a good shot.
Hey, said from the man himself. It's one of the more interesting pieces about this hole. You just can't see it. You have to guess, and you still don't know if you hit a good shot or not.
All right, let's head over to 7. Par putt here for Riley Bourne from Chaminade. And how about that? The freshman from Las Vegas. He wants to play professionally, and he wants to build his own business. Big goals for Riley Bourne. Let's head to the 12th. Pick up Thais Ameskua. Long one here, Julia.
A long one with a lot of movement coming from the left side. You've got to match line and speed well here.
Now Quintero next to go, Julia.
Another putt with some movement. Back up the hill ever so slightly. Left to right movement here as well.
Putting uphill, Clay, really provides players an opportunity. They just don't get it to the hole. It's very deceiving and deceptive putting uphill here.
Yeah, because you gotta, these greens are fast out here too, so it's, you can't give it too much, but you gotta be aggressive on those uphill putts.
Well, you want to, but here, there's a ridge on the other side that you can putt right off of it. So it's like managing that aggression and trying not to be, to waste a round or a good shot.
I'll take a par on 12 all day.
Other keys to playing this golf course well, what would 2 or 3 be?
I would say you got to be strategic on, how you play a couple holes. 7 being one of them, just knowing how short to play that hole. 8 hitting a good tee shot. 9 trying to decide if you're going to go for it in 2 or not, if you got a long iron or if you just want to put it in the bunker. But the biggest challenge at the park is going to be our green complexes and bunkering. So if you got a good short game and you can get creative around the greens, you got to be able to chip it, putt it, flop it. You can shoot a good number out here.
Those are a lot of things you got to do well.
I know, right? It stressed me out. All these sandy areas that you have to hit to and from.
Bogey at 12 for Creekmore. And to have weeks like this for this place to run well, Clay, so many people behind the scenes, right? You just don't show up and get the job done. You collaborate. Yeah,
and this is our team right here. This was, I think, before we even opened, had our physical buildings here. That's our PGA staff there, and that was probably one of our, first months being here, but we were still getting to know each other, still learning, still building, operations and policies, and still figuring this thing out. And we're still figuring it out now, to be honest with you. I mean, we've been open just a little over 3 years now, and I wouldn't say we got it perfect yet, but that's something we're driven to do.
Well, if the first 3 years are any indication, the park's going to be around for a long, long time and continue to impact so many. Clay Myers, we appreciate you for taking some time. Go back out, enjoy the golf, and we're going to make you proud by showing this wonderful layout here in West Palm Beach, Florida. We are back in West Palm Beach, Florida, as our coverage continues of the PGA Works Collegiate Championship, brought to you by PGA of America Reach Foundation, so all can love this game. Again, our thanks to Clay Myers, the head golf professional here at the park. You can sense everything he loves about this place, Doug.
Always been a giving guy. Always just insert himself and give you lessons even when you don't ask for them.
Now, Korda second at 16.
Yeah, going straight down this green. Should be able to feed it in there nicely.
He kind of drove that in, used the sideboard there to pitch one inside of 8 feet.
It's very well judged. That slope running through this green is pretty down grain, so to get it in there inside of 5 feet is a nice shot.
He's got the shots, the creativity. He's got the length, Doug, other than the 3-putt at 15. Jacob Alcorda has certainly been up to the challenge so far.
Yeah, and he's did all his damage kind of in that opening round. He's even par through 15 for the day, but this green here at 16, it's so small that even when you get green side, it's hard to find a landing area.
Let's go over to the green at 9. Garrison Barton. That was for birdie, representing Kentucky State, the Thoroughbreds, Frankfort, Kentucky. Third in this championship last year, looking to improve here in 2026.
Yeah, they've done some damage in this championship, past winners back in 2023. So we'll see if they can do something to kind of give themselves some momentum. Currently sitting in third in that team race.
All right, let's go back to the green at 16 with Elvis Steen.
Yeah, putting downhill but back into the wind, down grain as well. Matching up his line and speed will be the tricky part of this putt.
Yeah, holes look like it sits on top of a little volcano.
Almost matched it up.
It's amazing how hard that broke right as it approached. Again, we talked to Clay Myers, the head pro here at the park, and he was, I mean, we said it all week, Burko, but he confirmed it. It's the greens here. That's where the challenge is.
They'll challenge you on the greens, around the greens, getting to the greens. Very few freebies out here, Olin.
That's absolutely right. I think anytime in Florida you have slopes of any significance with this Bermuda grass, it's just tricky. Putts break so much more than you expect them to.
Then you want to hit them with some pace to take those subtleties out, and now you have 5-footers for par all day.
And it takes courage to aim outside the hole and trust that the grain will pull it.
Now Cunningham.
He's going back up the slope. This is a tricky read. The green is tilted slightly right to left, but the knob to his left should keep it a little straighter.
Shot 3 under in that opening round, 6 over so far now. Needs to get one to fall, see something.
Try.
Gave it a great effort.
Over at 13 to watch Hannah Creekmore.
72 yards left. Ball nestled down a little bit, but she took a big, powerful swing there to get it up towards the green. Will it hold?
Yes. Just on top. That got another foot further. She could have been off the back of the screen, but hole high, going right down the slope. That is going to be quick upcoming.
Now Korda going to have a really good look at 16.
Yeah, Jacob's dealing with the left to right slope and matching left to right grain, although it is on him a little bit, so I expect this putt to be a little on the slow side. Probably has to play it a little outside the hole.
Tell you, Olin, have we seen the wind change any time in the last 10-15 minutes? It looks like these flags are humming now.
You know what? It's moved more out of the northeast. It was east-northeast when we got started, and it has picked up. I'd say it's easily 2 clubs.
When he read that, like you said, I think he just started that right center.
You know, growing up in Florida, I always had a hard time playing in New Mexico. I think it's hard going from different terrain.
Over at 13, Thais Ameskua, her second.
52 left, a big false front on the front portion of this green, so you can't see the bottom of the cup. She's banking something into that slope and trying to chase something towards that hole.
And she's done a good job of it. Needs to sit down. Could spill back. Tell you, she pushed that way down there, Julia.
And the wind, like you just touched on, it has really begun to pick up here.
Nice shot there by Thais. A great opportunity for birdie at 13. The women's scores presented by Kohler. Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, 14 clear and looking to add to it. Back to the green at 13. Birdie chance here for Hannah Creekmore.
On the top of this little knob, putting straight down the hill.
And she's got this on a beautiful line. Yeah, I think she was proud of that putt right there, as she should have been. That's a tough read to get right.
Over at 17, now Corda ready to go. .144 for the players today. And Burko, it's a flag you really have to stay right of. If you get that ball riding with the wind and get left of the flag, it can really take off and be some 60, 50 feet away. See what JD Cunningham can do. Our tracer technology presented by Chase Sapphire.
Wind is hawking right to left here, guys. And that is hanging out to the right.
Well, he made a bogey here yesterday. Get a little teach. If it stays on the high side, maybe not.
Still not done.
It's a good view of how these edges work here around these greens, Burko.
Ameskua for birdie at 13.
And trying to pay off a beautiful pitch, slightly moving a little right to left.
Julia, are we to that point where the wind's affecting the putts?
I think so. I think on certain putts, absolutely, especially putting back into the wind. I think it's going to affect them a little bit.
How do you deal with that, Doug?
Oh, you hit it and you hope. And it takes some effort, takes some talent, but pay attention to that green. Make sure you start on line. And we'll be back with more from the PGA Works Collegiate Championship in just a moment.
Make our way back down to the green at 17. A look from high above. Day 2 of the PGA Works Collegiate Championship continues from the park in West Palm Beach, Florida.
Yeah, JD here up first. He's got about 25 or 30 feet. Pretty straight putt, although once it gets over the initial false edge here on this right side, front right side of the grain will pull it to his left. This green looks flatter than it is. We'll see if the guys take that into account.
I'll tell you what, also kind of pitches back to front as well, Olin. So this one should have a little right to left influence late.
It should.
Putting downwind. We were just talking about that with Julia. That's easy to do. Run it a little by.
That's the hardest thing to judge when you're going uphill, downwind, and vice versa. Just so tricky to get your speed right.
We will keep it here at 17. Alcorta and Steen playing alongside Cunningham.
Yeah, he's a little more to the right of JD's line. I expect this to have more right to left break. Should have gotten a good teach off of JD for speed.
Olin, were you one of those players that would get wider with your stance or grip down on the putter on a windy day?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, a wider stance when it's windy gives you a little more stability, which I always found helpful. I relied on my feel. I felt like if I could get really solid on my lead leg, my left leg, that stabilized me, and I didn't have to change up my setup too much.
Here's Alcorta.
See if he can stabilize that left leg. Puff it, wind.
I'll tell you what, he has absolutely striped it this 9 holes.
He's striped it, Olin, but he hasn't made a birdie since the 10th.
I know. Unfortunate. He's hit some really nice shots, and I think he's made some pretty good efforts with the flat stick.
Yeah, 7 straight birdies. 2 bogeys, 2 birdies. That's really all we got to talk about in this round, so very solid considering the conditioning.
Tee at 14, here's Amezcua.
Wind coming out of the right now. You need to cut off a little bit of the sandy area on the left side. You can go through the fairway if you hit it too far right here. Big high trajectory here. And a nice line.
It's a hole you can squeeze down the left, but do not want to kind of hit that straight to fade off this tee. Find a sandy area really quick.
Take a look at some of the recent team championships for the women's. Last year it was North Carolina A&T, but then you had a 4-year run prior by Texas A&M Corpus Christi, and the 4 before that, Bethune-Cookman. They were kind of the standard for a long time. It's nice to see some different schools vying for that championship.
Yeah, it was a battle last year for A&T, and I'll tell you, when you have that attitude, just think about it. If you were a freshman in 2021, you went through your college career as a national champion every year. You played at Texas A&M Corpus Christi. So North Carolina A&T trying to start some new traditions over there.
Yeah, they won by just a single shot a year ago, did A&T. Now here's Cunningham at 17. A little work to do for his par.
Yeah, he should have seen what this did going by. Just got to trust what he saw.
Trust what he saw and actually give this some holding pace. Holding pace is a putt that'll go at least 18 to almost 2 feet, 18 inches to 2 feet past the hole. Can't cozy this one up.
That's well hold.
Coach Evans in the back, Burko. You think he was excited about that save?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That keeps the momentum going. You know, keeps your chin up.
And it's what a coach does, get a sense of their player who needs maybe that walk for 4 or 5 holes, and others can go fly solo. When it's all said and done, you're looking for the 4 best scores to help your team on that day. Day 2 of the PGA Works Collegiate Championship continues from West Palm Beach, Florida, and it is presented by Kohler. 39th edition of this championship. National title is going to be handed out on Wednesday in 5 different divisions. Get back down to the action in the fairway at 14 to watch Hannah Creekmore.
She's got 107 yards left here. Quick player, mid-trajectory here, trying to get it up and over a little knob, and it comes up a few yards short there.
Yeah, something I noticed earlier on our scout, Julia, if you land it right into that ridge with any spin on it, it can come back 20 feet, 30 feet in a hurry. You have about 4 paces above that little shelf to get on top.
Next up, Mazkua.
She got a pretty good idea of what she needs to hit now from Hannah. She knows she needs to carry it up and over that little ridge. Wind coming out of the right now for these players, and that has certainly become a factor. She's got the exact same yardage here. 107 yards, probably trying to hit it the number, if not just a little bit more, to get it all the way on that back shelf.
Got some room behind it, not a lot. With the same fate. That's closer though. Be a much easier putt.
Thaisa Jr. for Texas Southern. Her older sister Azul, a senior for the Tigers. And siblings can give you a little bit of everything. You can be attached at the hip, you can be polar opposites, but it takes a whole lot of synergy to pull this off at the SWAC Championship earlier this spring.
So you go back, you look at the juggle right there in the toss. Takes more coordination than you think, but
what's the harder part? The one pop or the 6 to get there?
I'll give the credit there to Azul being able to catch that out of the air. Not as easy as it looks. The question is, how many takes did it take them to get it?
All I saw was 1.
Yeah, it's all that matters.
They were runner-up at the SWAC Championship back in the spring. The junior, Thais, trying to help her squad get right in position to have a chance to win tomorrow. Alcorta here at the par 5 finisher.
Just a hole you can let it fly on. Just keep it left out of those sandy areas down the left side. Or excuse me, keep it right. Just let the big dog eat just like that. And we've said it over and over, and I'll say it again. The way this golf course has dried out from 3 inches of rain yesterday, 2.5-hour delay, is unbelievable.
Let's head over to 9. Dennis Asaba, 4th shot upcoming.
Yeah, even par as well on his round today.
Heck of a shot there by the senior for Livingstone. Gonna have a chance to make his par.
Yeah, 3 bogeys and 3 birdies on his card.
Back to the green at 14. Julia, with your group.
I just took a peek at this putt, and it was a little difficult for me to read, so I hope Maria has a better idea of what it's going to do. She's walking up and over a little knob right now. One of those putts, it feels like it's almost on a fault line of sorts. If you get it going too far right, it'll hang out on the right side, and if you hit it out to the left, it'll go left. So she has got to be really precise here. I didn't see a whole lot of movement either way. More of a speed putt here.
Yeah, when Clay was here, he was talking about how there's some holes out here where 4 is or par is really the best you can do, or you should aspire toward. And given where she and her playing partners are, that's a good number from down there. Tough putt.
It really is, and I didn't have very long into here, but it's the difficulty of this hole location today. It's just so hard to get it close to this hole with where it's placed right on top of a little knob. So you've got to be really precise with your approach shot, or you have a long putt here that you've got to match line and speed well.
Yeah, but you go back to those approach shots, Julie, and you think you have 16 paces beyond this flag above that ridge. You just want to take that on, take that chance. I think it's almost the soup du jour right there, leaving it short, Burko.
Maria, the freshman from Venezuela, representing Chicago State, finished tied for 7th at the NEC Championship, best on the team heading into this one as we make our way back over to 18. You can see that Alcorta, he wants to go. He knows it's not his turn yet, but that's a guy that's feeling good about his game.
Yeah, feeling good at the home hole. It's a par 5 with a front pin. That is just go time. Should be able to get there in 2, no problems, but trying to see if he can get there with this. It seems to be a 5-iron. That is all guesswork from me.
These guys, they have a little more than that, and they have about 300 to the front. So I think this is a layup.
And just in rhythm with the swing today.
He has swung beautifully today. I really like what he does. Stripes it.
I tell you, there's no real hit in the swing. It's just fluid motion back and through, and all smiles.
Creekmore birdie putted 14.
Yeah, she's seen her playing partners on a similar line. Knows this is slow, kind of up in this area. Like Julia was talking about, you get it on the wrong side of that spine, it can spin it left, or you get it on the right side, it snaps off the planet.
Make our way back over to 18 for J.D. Cunningham.
Yeah, he's got something more than an iron. I think he's going to try and take on the bunker that's about 80 yards short of the front of the screen.
Yeah, that's sandy area crossing up there. We saw him hit same club back at the 15th. You see him get to his lead side, kind of pop up, release the club.
Thank you, cleared it.
Yeah,
Oh, you cleared it. We're good.
bagged it, hoped it cleared it, and it sure did. He's on the short stuff.
Killing it. It felt good though. I'm not even gonna lie.
Well, just kind of got caught up in that.
Said it felt good. It looked good. Back over to 14. Amezcua for birdie.
Right to left breaker here, back up the hill a little bit.
Gave it a pretty straight read. Julia kind of came left off the blade initially before it kind of went back, so a little sneaky double breaker.
So far, it has been a treat for the first day and a half here in West Palm Beach, Florida. The park, gracious host for the 5 divisions vying for national championships. Texas A&M Corpus Christi on top. Brought to you by Chase Sapphire. We are back to the fairway, par 5, 18th. Third shots upcoming for one of the featured groups we've kept an eye on all afternoon long.
Yeah, Jacob's here. He's got about 110 yards straight back into the fan. I'm thinking this is playing somewhere north of 120, depending on the trajectory he decides on.
Yeah, ninth playing right back into the teeth of the wind. Green tilts left to right. He can take it right at this flagstick, just can't go left.
He didn't.
Hit it right where he's supposed to.
Yeah, absolutely. Gives himself an uphill look. Again, uphill putts here. You can play a little offense. It's pure defense. You get above the hole here.
Now Cunningham.
Yeah, JD's looking at 90 yards. Again, similar, 90 yards this close to the green, into this wind, even though it's blowing, something north of 10 more.
See that sawed-off finish, trying to drive something in here.
Yeah, that was beautifully flighted. Controlled the distance wonderfully there.
Two really good shots by Alcorta and Cunningham at 18.
Yeah, wedge shots into the wind are so difficult, especially when you're dealing with something around a club and a half, 2 clubs of wind. Getting the ball to flight perfectly, not overspin it, not send it through the wind, it takes a lot of practice, and these guys are showing off their skills.
Coming up on the 6 o'clock Eastern hour in West Palm Beach, Florida. We saw Texas Southern on that leaderboard. Their head coach is Willie Schenkel, and he's down there with Julia.
Thanks, Berko. Willie, you have been a PGA of America member since 2005. Talk to me about the significance of this event, not only for your players, but for you as well.
Oh, this is a big event. Just glad to be here. Exposure is a big deal for us. You know, you got kids at home right now that didn't know about Texas Southern. Exposure is huge. Second, lifelong relationships. I've actually built some relationship with some new coaches that first time here. My ladies that are also going to build lifelong relationships, and that's huge for us.
Texas Southern was recently featured in the Golf Digest. You got a grant from Coca-Cola, The World is My Yard. It highlighted how you've used that grant to improve the facilities and the day-to-day life for your players. Talk to us a little bit about that and what it has meant for your program.
Sure, I can do that. Hey, that grant was great. It was huge for us. What it did for us, it allows us to travel more. We've actually purchased a van, which allows us to practice and get to different areas. Several golf courses that we normally wouldn't travel to. It was huge for us, and we're going to keep building on it. Community relations, we're going to do golf clinics this summer. Huge for us.
This golf course is no joke this week. It's playing pretty difficult in this wind. What have you been the most proud of with your players this week?
Most of my players have been pretty patient. You have to be patient on this golf course. If you try to attack these pins, you're going to pay. And we talked about it last night, hit it in the center. If you have a 5 or 6 footer, hopefully you make that. If you don't, move to the next one.
Thank you so much, Coach.
That's just good coaching from Willie. Patience. Getting these young women to listen.
Yeah, I need some of that in my bag of tricks, especially my time at Florida A&M.
He talked about exposure. You heard Julia ask about the grant. What impacted you? Who impacted you around this championship, and especially when you won in 2005?
I have to go back to a gentleman named Ernie Ellison, who was instrumental in me being a part of the Tiger Woods Foundation and the barnstorming that Tiger had done. Again, my dad brought me to this championship at Highland Park back in the early 90s, but just being able to aspire towards something. Ernie Ellison at the time was community relations for the PGA of America, and in my opinion did so much for this championship to move to PGA Golf Village down in Port St. Lucie, and that's really where I played every year. I played this championship. It was down there, so very grateful to him and players like Tim O'Neill, guys I looked up to as he's now on the Champions Tour. It's great to see that.
Down to the green at 18, Cunningham looking to finish up with birdie.
Yeah, JD's got a pretty good right to left breaker here. I do think the wind will exacerbate whatever break there is on the green. You get cross slope and then crosswind. It's a guess to get your start line right.
You Only thing you can control is start line and speed. Just get them to match. That was a great call from Olin there, because as soon as he made contact, he realized that, well, that was not high enough.
I'll tell you what, as that was going by the hole, it was fish hooking. And I think Jacob's going to be dealing with a similar issue. He's putting across the slope. So I expect the wind to affect his more than it would otherwise.
Great look at what Alcorta's facing. This to get in at 4 under.
You've seen that putt from Cunningham. He probably adjusted his read, gave it another 10% of slope. Just didn't give it enough gusto.
He played really nicely today. He should be proud of himself. You can't make them all. Some days you come out and play and the putts just don't fall.
Yeah, even par 71 today for Jacob, and he had a lot of chances, Doug. That could have been matching 68s if he got a couple more to go.
Yeah, he's right there tied for the second low round of the day, especially in this wind.
Cunningham, short one for his 5.
It's not the day that he had hoped for, but in the house with 77. Wonderful first round. Finds himself 6 back.
All right, let's head over to 15. Thais Ameskua ready to go.
207 left to a back left hole location. This does play slightly uphill, but this is certainly something she can give a go here. She waited for the green to clear. This is a really beautiful shot, drawing towards that hole location.
Balance finish. Oh, it landed softly. She's going to love this when she gets to the green, Julia.
That swing, great tempo, great balance, similar to what we saw from Alcorta. Here's a young lady that has a lot of quality golf shots. Now Quintero.
She's got a similar yardage. She also waited for the green to clear, but she lost this one well out to the right.
If you're going to miss, that is the place to do it. You've got all day over there. You could put a football field on the right side of this green going down towards 16T. That is going to be a tough angle to pitch from.
But plenty of green with which to work. We will see how Quintero fares as our day 2 coverage of the PGA Works Collegiate Championship continues from the park in West Palm Beach, Florida. We're going to bring the women to the house, and you know what? High fives for the Division II men. Western New Mexico on top, led by their sophomore standout, Jacob Alcorta.
Welcome to the 2026 PGA Works Collegiate Championship. What you see is the future of the game.
Our goal was really to expose the student athletes to something beyond golf. All of them will be successful in something in life.
We're here today at Beyond the Green, and I'm just going around looking at all these different organizations, and it's just such a great opportunity because I'm meeting all these people and connecting with these people. I think it's just really amazing.
You can't will it any sooner than what it's destined to come. I don't care how bad or how much you want it, but what you can do is work in the meantime and work towards that.
We're doing the closest to the pin contest.
Robert Quaid. Give it up for Aubrey Clements.
From North Carolina A&T, Drew Walker. Thank you all so much for joining us for Beyond the Green.
Just one of the many festivities surrounding this championship, Doug. You were a big part of it. What does a night like that at the SoFi Center mean to everyone involved?
Well, it's just wonderful to see so many people coming together to grow the game in a way that's meaningful, provide opportunities, and show players and participants that if you want to stay in and around the game, there's room for you, there's space for you. And I got to give a special shout out to Nina Kohler, making it down every year, such a big supporter, and David Jones of Castle Oak Security sponsoring that event. Will Lowry was a part of the event, and Anthony Anderson made time to come out and hang out with us, and it was a memorable event for all involved.
What are the reactions of the young men and women when they walk into a place like that and see everyone there?
Well, the first part was you're in the SoFi Center, so everybody it follows TGL. They know what it's about. We got to hit some shots into the screen, putt on the green. It meant it was nice for people to be highlighted and treated special, and that's what they're going to remember and take away.
All right, Julia, let's get back down to you on the green at 15.
Maria has an uphill putt here. Uphill into the grain, into the wind, so she needs to give this one a go to get it all the way there. A little bit of influence coming off the right side of this green as well. Should pull this ball a little left. Oh, it hung straight, guys, at the end.
Yeah, and even tried to work right. That 16th tee box. It was a good read from her. It's hard to see that, and with all these subtleties, and you start to look around at the topography of just the surrounding mounds and moguls here, and it's hard to factor all the slope in.
Now Creekmore.
Also putting uphill into the grain here. Back down as it goes over a little knob. That one gets away from her a little bit.
I tell you, such a quiet stroke. Julia, love how she releases the putter blade there, but these greens are full of mystery, for lack of better terms.
At what point in a college golfer's career do they become savvy enough to start taking notes that they might not use today, but can lean on for tomorrow?
No, I think the better players, they do that immediately. Right after the practice round, you go back in, you talk with your team. I'm sure Julia has spent a lot of time going through game plans with coaches and teams, just circling spots where you need to take advantage of and making sure you put X's where you want to avoid.
Yeah, good coaches make a game plan the night before and then let the players go execute on the day of competition. But how about this shot here and this putt? Little right to left movement.
Eagle 3 for Amezcua. How about that?
Give her the big bird. Those will get you back going. It's a big putt. In the circumstances, she was 5 over in this round. We'll get 2 back.
Creekmore for her par.
Looking a little out right, pulls left, good putt.
If you want a putting stroke to emulate, take hers.
I love the pace in which she plays the game. And while we have a moment, let's get down to Olin Brown Jr.
Hey guys, I'm here with Jacob Alcorta from Western New Mexico University. Jacob, you look like you striped it out there today, man. Tell us about your day.
I mean, it was a great day. It was a survival mode kind of day. I mean, the wind picked up and course dried out and greens got faster. I mean, just try to make some pars at the center of the green and get out of here with some par.
You did that well. It was excellent ball striking out there, man.
Thank you.
You got a chance to medal,
Yes,
and your team has a chance to win.
Right.
What's tonight going to look like? How are you guys going to prepare for tomorrow?
I mean, no different than what we've been doing. I mean, just going over the things we need to, the little mistakes we made. I mean, get some good rest for sure. It's going to be an early one, I think, tomorrow, and just have confidence in ourselves that we can do it.
And last year you guys weren't here.
Yes, sir.
First time playing this event.
Right.
What's the experience been like? This venue, South Florida. What do you think?
I mean, it's been unreal. I mean, a kid from New Mexico coming to Florida, it's been amazing. I mean, everybody's just really nice and treat us so good here. I mean, the coolest experience I probably had was, I mean, got here and my tee gift was 2 boxes of Pro V1s and a whole bunch of other stuff I could put in my golf bag. So it was just crazy to me. Like, we're getting all this stuff from the golf course.
That's great.
Yeah. So
Well, thank you very much, and good luck tomorrow. Hope you guys play
I
great.
appreciate it. Thank you.
From Silver City, New Mexico to West Palm Beach, Florida, you can tell by that interview, Jacob Alcorta is appreciative of everything this championship means.
And it's the same staff that puts on the PGA Championship, the Ryder Cup, and they treat this venue, they treat this championship the same exact way. So it's awesome to hear Alcorta just talking about how appreciative he is, because there's a lot of people and a lot of work that goes into putting this championship on.
Creekmore ready to go at 16.
Wind coming out of the left right now. Short little par 4. First things first, hit a good drive, get yourself in position.
Oh, and that found the sandy area. We saw the spray down the right side. 270 from this tee box up this hill. And so I don't think everybody in the group can get there, but they can tease the front edge into the fan.
Well, if the wind was at their backs, every player could certainly get there in this group. Of with the wind direction right now coming in and out of the left, it just makes it a little bit out of reach.
But then, Doug, if you're going to play positional, you got to sort of think from the green to the tee. All right, I could hit it down there, but what number would I truly desire for the second?
Yeah, I love when players play holes backwards. You start at the green like you were just talking about, figure out where that hole location is, left side, front right, back right, figure out where the best angle is, and then you start to hit that shot from there to give yourself a number. And again, hitting it closer to the green on some of these holes with this wind, Julia, it's sometimes can be a harder shot having 40, 50-yard flick versus giving yourself 100 or 100, 105 and having a full swing.
Absolutely. I think especially with the grain around these greens as well, those mid-range pitches get much more difficult if you're going into the grain.
We say it so often, ready golf in college golf. Ameskua just made eagle on 15. She's going to be the last to go. Kudos to these women.
Maria with a beautiful trajectory with her driver. I mean, she hits the ball so well off the tee. That is on a really good line.
Splits the middle. Again, that'll be kind of in that tweener range.
I'm exactly where I want to see.
And there might have been a little indecision with Thais. Do I want to push it down there? But in this game across the globe where pace of play tends to be a big time issue,
Not here.
they're doing it the right way.
Not in this group.
And sometimes the overthinking can result in a worse shot. I think a lot of times if you just use your feel, you've played this game your whole life, just go up there and do what your body feels is right. I think the overthinking can lead to poor decisions sometimes. Pretty good looking shot to the right center of the fairway.
You can swing as hard as you want and finish in balance. You hit shots like that over and over. Put it on a replay.
Good one there by Thais at 16 coming off the eagle. Does she have a little more in the tank coming down the stretch? Texas A&M Corpus Christi, they've had a lot in the tank all day. 16-shot lead presented by Kohler. Just off the coast of the Atlantic, day 2 of the PGA Works Collegiate Championship continues. It is presented by Chase Sapphire. We're in West Palm Beach, Florida at the park. 39th edition of this championship. 5 national titles going to be handed out on Wednesday. We get back to the action. Creekmore, second at 16.
Off a downslope, 97 yards. That's a really good shot from where she was.
Off a downslope, huge lip, hitting uphill, back into the fan. Finding the surface there, that's impressive.
And that wind we can see right there with that flag stick at 16. It continues to blow. It was about this time yesterday, Doug, maybe it was laying down just a little bit, but not the case here on Tuesday.
No, the wind got up and it stayed there. No rain though, no rain to speak of.
Mazkua gonna walk up just a little bit, get a sense of a potential landing spot for this one, Julia.
It's just that awkward number, 46 yards. And you really got to pick a landing spot and use a lot of feel here. A lot of players try to calculate it, get the exact numbers and stuff, but in my opinion, inside 50, you have got to use feel. This is a very narrow green, one of my favorite greens on the golf course, actually, because it requires a good shot in with your approach. This whole location all the way back today.
Would you have preferred to see them maybe hit a long iron off the tee, Julia, maybe have a full 80, 90, 100-yard wedge shot?
Yeah, you can lay it back certainly with a 3-wood or 5-wood and still have inside 100 yards. I understand not wanting to be outside of 100 yards because of the wind. I think if you get outside of 100, it can make it a little bit more difficult. But I certainly agree that I think anything inside 50 with this whole location on this green is a little tricky.
Well, it just goes back to your course management. Look, Julia, this could have been part of her plan, you know, to try to push one as far up and trust her short game and pitching motion. It's just, it's so tight around these greens. It's just tough to find the bottom.
And I think Quintero might jump in and go.
She doesn't want to think about it anymore. She's ready to go. She's got her game plan. Hands pushed forward, ball in the back of her stance. Like she's going to go low. That leading edge gets stuck into the ground and takes a bad kick there.
Bad bounce. And that just back to what we were talking about decisions and course management. But if it's your plan, then she's executed it.
All right, Ameskua ready to go.
She's got a little bit of a better angle, a little bit more green to work with here than Maria did. I think it's an easier shot.
She went upstairs and that she created a lot of spin on that short shot. Tried to use that wall of wind to bring it down, but she could have flown that all the way to the hole.
Ameskua will have that for birdie. Her teammate Shawnice Gregory finishing up at the last.
Good look up the hill. Should peel right to left. It hit it.
And how about her competitor there, Elsa Tornval of Texas A&M Corpus Christi? Come on, get it to the hole. They want to win. And right there, that embrace shows you with this championship, another reason why we love it so much. All right, make our way back to one of our featured groups this afternoon here at the short par 4 16th. Quintero, Creekmore, Ameskua.
That just shows you that on a short little hole like this, when you're circling it thinking it's a must birdie or you're going to steal one, all of these players really don't have any gimmies here for birdie, and that's just the difficulty of this golf course, especially when the wind is blowing like it is. A hole that's under 300 yards, it's just not a gimme birdie.
I love the short par 4, Julia. I think every golf course that is built should have one of these, especially coming down the stretch. It can provide so much drama. It can change a match or it can change a championship in a hurry.
Here's Creekmore.
See that putt straight downhill after you go all the way up the climb off this tee. And she gets a downhill speedy one. Getting on the surface. Great design.
And a great putt.
Again, of the players we've seen today, I am most impressed by her putting stroke. It looks like she's holding the putter so light Using kind of that upper back, that trap area to kind of roll the wand. Great putt, great putter of the ball.
Now Quintero.
And took a peek behind her putt here, and really not a lot in this at all. She's found a pretty flat portion of the green. Not a ton of movement right to left, left to right. This is one of those putts that you've got to just make a decision in your head if you're going to start it out on the high right side.
Whichever she chooses has to have some pace.
Pulled left. That's a good putt. It's just a difficult putt to read with this green.
It's so easy to stand on this tee box, Burko, and just think, give me the 3 now, because it's under 300 yards. It's short. You're going to push one up near the green, get up and down, boom. And then golf happens.
And the park says not so fast, right? Amezcua to go eagle birdie on the last 2 holes.
She made the turn and has really turned it on. Has played some really impressive golf on this back nine. 1 under right now on this side.
Came off the blade. She didn't like it immediately, but it seemed from our angle had a chance to go in. Can't be mad at pars, though, on a windy day.
Let's head over to 8. This group finishing on the front side. We're going to pick up Ikat Prokhorova, the senior from Russia, playing for North Carolina A&T, the medalist of this championship a year ago, and Olin's caught up with this group.
Yeah, she's got a downhill trap lie from 115 yards, wind on her and left to right.
Man, it was a stellar shot right there. Just play it to the middle of the green and don't try to push it or take this whole location on at 8. Got to play a little defense. Only 7 past the flag is available to you, and then straight downhill to a sandy area.
Those back hole locations with downhill trap lies and a short club in your hand, you can't be too aggressive. Easy to hit them over.
Keep it here with Sinai Carter, the freshman from North Carolina Central.
Yeah, she has 104 yards, ball a little above her feet. Should expect this to come out a little hooky against that wind.
Stick.
Those girls all played very smart shots, keeping it below that hole.
Got 7 long and then nothing deep. Good shots.
Carter's up by 2 in the medalist race for the women. She's got a chance to improve that. You can see right there, Carter at 4 over. This is brought to you by Chase Sapphire. Back to the green at the 8th. Sinai Carter has this for birdie.
It's going to work its way uphill and back down right in here. Solid stroke, just missed on the read.
Just a freshman. Best finish this year, 3rd on 2 different occasions.
That's what you want to see as a freshman. You want to see players kind of mature throughout their freshman campaign. And as they get into their sophomore year, you want them to start to shape them into be a leader for the team.
Keep it right here to watch Prokhorova. And Olin, you want to keep an eye on a talent. She won 3 times last year. She's won 3 times this season as well.
Yeah, playing great. She's got a uphill left to righter here. Should have gotten a little bit of a teach off of Sinai.
She did, but didn't release that blade.
The girls are putting across this slope here, and putts are getting away from them.
Let's go over to 18, Lucia Ramirez. Her 3rd, the senior for Texas A&M Corpus Christi.
Drive something in just left of the flag, and oh yeah, that's going to be a great look. Trying to finish her day.
Tee shot on the way at 17 for Creekmore. We told you she played quickly, Julia.
She does, Burko, and she's frustrated with that one because she knows how difficult that bunker shot is going to be.
Yeah, sandy area down in front of this green. It's deep too. And that's one of the toughest parts on this 17th hole. You have to play it out right. You gotta look at the right edge and let the wind do what it does. Push it right to left.
We'll keep it here to watch Thais Amazkua, and Tracer Technology is presented by Chase Sapphire.
You really, Doug, like you touched on, need to be starting this ball at the right edge of the green. You could even start it off the putting surface here if you want to, and that's exactly what she is going to do because this wind is pulling strong to the left right now.
Usually the wind starts to dissipate as the day goes on.
This one is turning over to the left. The wind's got a hold of it.
Very easy to keep going. Oh no. That's exactly what happened there. Any bit of right to left on this hole today can, you can see it there from our drone shot. This green is well defended by sandy areas.
Would you ever think of working it back into the wind, trying to cut it?
Yeah, if I wanted to take something off, if I had like a tweener number, I'd hold something up against it, land it soft.
Quintero.
This is an aggressive line here as well. Can it cover the sandy area?
It sure can, and that's going to leave her underneath the hole. You have to be careful with where this hole's cut here at 17. 13 on from the front, but from that tee box, you have to make sure you play that cover number. You have to. That covers 127. Just a narrow window.
This should be a formality for Lucia Ramirez and a birdie at 18. There you go.
Yeah, that's when you fight. You put up a fight all day. Not the best day for her, but a good round altogether. Way to bounce back after an opening round 80. Gets in at 1 over par. Every shot matters when you're talking about, you know, the team games and what you can do. You want to be a counting score. You don't want your to be the 5th score that gets thrown out.
And when you have a chance to win as a team and maybe win individually or for the teams here, be a medalist, how do you go about it with 18 holes to go?
Well, I think in this format, there's nothing better than celebrating a team win. For me, I love playing with my team. We won a couple times when I was at Florida A&M and even when I was at Louisville. Don't get me, and now being medalist is nice as well, but you want to share it with your mates.
We go to the fairway at 18. Tori Mouton, CC Marcellus, Sydney Renville in this group. appears it's going to be Tori Mouton, senior from Jacksonville, Florida, playing for the North Carolina A&T Aggies.
I talked to her this morning before she got her round started, and she and a couple of her teammates, they got caught in that downpour yesterday. When I got to the golf course, they had their shoes off, towels on, and blanketed. She actually fell a bit under the weather as we woke up this morning. She said their hotel room looked like a pharmacy coming into today's round, so hope she's feeling better, her and ECAT. Here Coach Levister begging for it to draw. That was good contact. That'll leave her down in front. That's a perfect leave. I'm sure she wanted to hit it on the green, but back into the fan, trying to hoist it over that bunker lip. Excuse me, that sandy area lip.
All right, Julia, back over to you at 17.
Well, Hannah, a quick player. We've touched on it the whole day today. She went quickly, and unfortunately her second stayed in the bunker, so she hit her third out. She has about a 10-foot bogey putt. Thais now coming from the back portion of this green. She's got a lot of green to work with. It's on a slight upslope, which makes the shot maybe a little bit more difficult, pitching back into the wind. So hard to get it all the way there. It's trying.
Yeah, it is. It's trying. And this is native sand. So when Gil Hans and his team started pushing soil around, they found all this sand that was underneath. And so it's a little tighter sand, Julia, much more compacted. It's heavy. It's a very dense sand that a lot of players are seeing for the first time.
That was a really, really good shot. She made a difficult shot look easy there because she was pitching back into the wind coming out of that sandy area and had a lot of green to work with. So kudos to her for making a very difficult shot look pretty easy.
Tell you, Burko, getting out here doing the course reconnaissance. I had Justin Martin with me, the director of instruction here, and he told me, he said, if you take a shovel and start digging down about 30 feet, you're going to hit this exact sand, which I'm sure Gil Hans and Mr. Wagner, they really appreciated having, because they could create all kinds of havoc on these greens.
Quintero for birdie.
You really could not get a better look here. This would be a great birdie at a difficult par 3 today. Looking for it to pull right, and it does.
Ball looked like it got airborne right off the face. Swung the putter, got her handle back, and gave it a little extra loft.
You can see the looks on the faces of the players. Maybe of consternation, maybe frustration. They're in the moment, Julia, and that's what you want to see with the national championship on the line, right? They do realize every one of these strokes count.
Well, it means they care, and that's the most important thing. They care about how well they play in this championship. It means a lot to them as we watch this bogey putt miss from Hannah. So she will drop 2 here at this par 3.
Got to commit to that initial shot. I played at Louisville. My old coach, Mark Crabtree, would always say when you get a shot like that, you want to try to land it in the hole. Don't get cute. Try to cozy it up. Try to land it in the hole.
And Julia, as we watch Ames Kua, you won a national championship at Ole Miss. How would you describe the emotions of those final couple of rounds?
Well, nerve-wracking, and you can't really describe it. It's you want to play well for yourself, but more than that, you want to play well for your team, and you want to win it for the girls that you spend every single day with. And that's what these young women are feeling out here right now. They want to play well for themselves, but they know that they're playing for something bigger, and that's their teammates and their school. So every single putt, every single shot means so much because they want to represent their school well.
How about that save by Thais at 17?
That is an unreal up and down. That was a tough shot. Got sprayed by the sand when she hit. Couldn't even watch it go. Burko, question for you though. You've watched a lot of golf in the college space over the years. You've seen some swings. So where's that range in team golf where it's like not so far away, but may seem like it could be.
We will get to that in a moment. Mouton short of the green at 9, her 4th, and can have a good chance to save her par. Say again?
When we're talking about team golf, how far is still striking distance? Because it's a different number. Is it 12 shots? Is it 8 shots? Is 16 insurmountable?
Well, when we say it quite often, 4 count. 5 go out, 4 counts. If some team has a 8-shot lead, you're like, eight shots, it's over. Well, no, divide it by 4, because you have a counting score for each and every player. It is a birdie bogey swing. I think if you're in single digits, well within reach, and as you take a look, Corpus Christi up 16 on A&T. Maybe that's the cusp of could you still do it? Well, North Carolina A&T has had a lot of success in this championship, so that's 4 counting scores that have to make up 4 strokes on the team they're chasing. Well, maybe you get 1 or 2 on the front. You got to get some help, but single digits doable, mid-teens kind of the draw for me.
So it can swing. It's possible.
And with weather predicted to be similar tomorrow as we've seen today, sunny, course will continue to dry out, and wind always a factor.
Yeah, wind's a factor here, and again, the wind that we have today is more predictive. Yesterday's wind really came out of nowhere. It felt like it was almost opposite of what we see from the practice round I'm referencing. And so players have had to adjust to a completely different golf course from what they played in. It was wet, it dried out, and now it's back firm and fast.
And now individually or for the medalist honors, you probably want to be within 2 or 3 shots to feel like you've got a legitimate chance.
Yeah, completely different scenario on that side. If you can stay 2-3 clear, and then you can kind of breathe coming down the stretch, knowing you have some shots to spill.
Creekmore ready to go at 18.
A short par 5 today, 467.
Got her eye on this one and then just trundling. All that slope there in the middle of the fairway. Position A.
I like that logo. Is he the Islander for Texas A&M Corpus Christi as we watch Quintero?
Well, it's 467 on the scorecard, but playing much more than that. Straight back into the wind for these young women right now. Quick tee pickup.
You can see the wind just whipping out there. It's supposed to dissipate as the evening goes on, but it hasn't started yet.
You get to Florida most of the year, it has to go late in the evening for that wind to finally subside. We're back to put a bow on this day, round 2, wrapping up here in West Palm Beach, Florida. We are back in West Palm Beach, Florida. Our coverage continues of the PGA Works Collegiate Championship, brought to you by PGA of America Reach Foundation, so all can love this game, and we have loved our time here at the park hosting the 39th edition of this national championship. Of course, that was reopened in 2023, and it has proven to be a really good test. We head out to 9, third shot for Ikat Prokhorova. Didn't seem to love it.
No, that was not what she drew up, trying to get out of this round. There's a little corner of sandy area right there. Look at an update here in a moment to see if I found it. I think so.
When you play for a national championship, Doug, you won in 05. The pressure, the expectations, how do you deal with it? We've discussed you're playing for your team, something bigger, but the moment itself, what's it like?
Well, one, you put a lot of pressure on yourself because you know what you can do. You've already accomplished it, so you come in and you should expect to win if you're a player. But when you're defending, you know that you have the target on your back and everybody's aiming at you. You've set the mark, especially on a very difficult straights course there at Whistling Straits last season. She played some stellar golf. And then you come in here and you're like, you know what? I'm going to walk the same way I did last year. I'm going to eat the same foods. I'm going to have the same attitude. And when you don't pull off the shots like we just saw from Ikat there, it can light you up a bit.
All right. Taking a look at Sinai Carter. She walked all the way up near that hole location, Olin, to get a sense. And we got a great view here from behind of what she faces with this pitch over that sandy area.
Yeah, Sinai was really aggressive with her second shot. She only had 230 yards, 235 yards to this whole location. Hit a really nice shot to get it up here, almost pin high. She's in an area where there has been some traffic, so the lie is probably pretty tight. Let's see how she handles it.
Gotta keep the speed up.
She did.
No, and that's what can happen in a hurry. You get tentative out here. You don't control the low point of the arc with the wedge. Easy to lay the sod over.
You know, generally when you're on a little bit of a downslope, the grain grows with the slope. She had a little bit of into the grain there, which made that shot particularly difficult. And here we have Kiera with her 30-yard pitch.
Yeah, fourth shot. Like the play, bouncing it in, Burko.
Yeah, really good one for Kiera Williams, the sophomore from Davie, Florida, playing for Alabama State.
Love the options you get. You can bounce them in. She could have putted that if she felt like it. These apron areas are rolling so smooth. Love having options around the greens.
And you'll have plenty of them here at the park. Creekmore at 18.
Stood up on that, didn't stay down and through, but was able to push that well up, even though it was a miscue. Didn't want to end her round like that, but that's golf. Sometimes it happens.
Now Amazkua.
And she doesn't want to stop playing. She is on.
She doesn't. I can feel you, Julia. She does not want to stop playing at all. She's riding a decent round right now, and that eagle back on the 15th hole. It was a tough front nine for Burko, but she steadied the ship. One under on the back. Needs to keep this out right. A little draw.
Overdid it.
Yes, she sure did. But a hole ago, sandy area was her friend. Up and down, back left. She'll get a chance to do it again.
overall impressions, what we've seen from this course and the teams and players here this week?
I'm impressed by the golf course. This is my first time down here. Got to do some reconnaissance earlier in the week, and it's playing out like I saw and like I thought it would. Very tough around the greens.
Prokhorova having struggles here at the 9th.
Yeah, her 4th shot went through the green, ended up short-sided with a difficult bunker shot. These sandy areas, that heavy sugar sand, it can be difficult to judge just how the club will slide through it.
That was one of the best ways to describe this surface, Olin. I appreciate that. That sugar sand. That is a great analogy.
Yeah, that sugar sand is native to Florida. We find it all over the state, and this place always dried out really well with that sugary base. It's a very nice surface to play on, but those sandy areas, it can be, like you said earlier, very heavy. And if you're not accustomed to playing it, if you don't have the appropriate amount of bounce on your wedge, reading lies can be difficult.
I was going to ask you about that. Is this a place where you want high bounce or low bounce?
Well, the way I've always managed my bounce with my wedges is I have a low bounce 60 and a high bounce 56. And if I get in the hard pan lies like you'll get, downhill lies, I'll go to my 60. And then the softer sand, shots out of the rough, I'll utilize my 56, lay it open, add more bounce. And that way I don't ever have to change my wedge configuration. That works really anywhere in the world.
And that worked well for Quintero at 18, her 3rd from the sandy area.
Yeah, slippery one coming. That's like putting down a slide on a playground.
All right, Sinai Carter having some struggles in this sandy area as well. This now her 5th.
Just trying to find footing. Such a tough shot, straight downhill. Was able to get it to the surface. Just getting it up was awesome. Trying to get it to trundle down, but go back and take another peek. Look, she's just trying to keep her balance. Look how loaded that lead side is. Kept her speed up there. Again, we saw her front and left. Bunker to bunker. You know, I talked to Gil Hans earlier about this 9th hole, and I said, Gil, did you design this as a 3-shot hole? So we've seen so many players yesterday going for the green and 2, having a chance, and he said, no, yes, we focused on making that a 3-shot hole, and that's why we did the green how we did it.
Well, 18 going to be a 3-shot hole as well for many in the field. Amazkua getting ready for her 3rd.
Practice swing, actually. Just that really awkward yardage here. Went back into her face a little bit, trying to chase something up there.
Chunk and chase. Okay. It looked like it spilled onto the green. And again, it's probably jarring for the folks at home, Burko, because you're like, oh, did she just ground her club in the sand? Yes,
she did in the sand, but not in the bunker because there are no bunkers here. Sandy areas, general areas.
And you can take a practice swing in those.
All right, Carter, see if she can make this long one for a bogey 6.
Planning on this to have a lot of late right to left. It did break late. Unfortunately, just past the hole. And we are seeing players struggling to get out of their rounds on this 9th.
Yeah, with the missteps by Carter and Prokhorova here at 9, their last hole of the 2nd round, it's now going to open up the medalist opportunities for a handful of women that maybe thought they were going to be 4, 5, 6 back. It might only be 2 or 3.
Yeah, she's has a 2-shot lead at the moment.
But she's given back at least 2.
But it's 2 shots over ECAT, who's going to give at least 1.
Creekmore at 18, her 4th. And it is a good one.
Well done. Bounce that up the hill. You hear everybody on looking from that back patio.
She's just a freshman. She'll continue to learn, fine-tune, and improve. What did you improve on the most from your freshman year to your last go around?
Attitude. I had to stop throwing clubs. I had a horrible attitude. I still do at times. I'll be honest with you. Not throw clubs, but something that I've always had to work on. I run a little hot. And
you?
No. Yeah, I know, right? Surprise. But no, for me, it was acceptance. Being able to accept a bad shot and understand that only good players can rebound from bad shots.
Quintero for birdie at 18.
Well, Doug touched on this earlier, putting from above the hole straight down the hill. There's an influence coming off of her right. I'll pull this ball left in the middle of the putt.
Pick up some pace as it passes as well. I'll tell you, Julia, she's looking back at that effort like, how did that just go 14 feet by?
Well, it's so easy to do on the 18th that everyone knows a birdie at the last feels so good. You want to give it a run.
Carter for double bogey at 9.
Tell you, all the damage done was greenside here. Yeah, that's the frosty you don't want right there.
76 here on day number 2 for Sinai Carter. Ameskua Thais, this birdie putt up the hill at the last.
Pulls right at the hole. Oh, that was a good run there.
Oh, just past it. She needs to take a lot of confidence out of this back nine that she was able to play. Did not have her best stuff on the front. 4 bogeys in the double, just a lone birdie at the opening par 5. And she'll finish 1 under on the back.
Now Quintero.
Similar putt, back up the hill, moves to the right.
Just feels like it's guesswork in this front left corner.
Overly aggressive with the birdie putt there. Really wanted to get it to go. She'll leave the 18th with a 6 here.
That's one thing that no college coach really wants to see, Burko. We have to take care of the par 5s. Go to the 18th and the 9th, both sides seeing players spill shots.
But it's setting up for what we're going to see tomorrow, Championship Wednesday, a par 5 finisher with a national title potentially on the line.
As it stands right now, before ECAT finishes for North Carolina A&T, Ameskua, she's only 2 shots back.
And it's going to be 1 here shortly. Kiera Williams for her par at 9, her last. Somebody to keep an eye on as well tomorrow. How about that? Even par 71 for Kiera on this Tuesday.
Played some golf on this back 9. Look, she was 2 shots back coming into the final hole, and now she's going to go sleep on a lead.
Almost done day 2 here in West Palm Beach, Florida, setting the stage for tomorrow. 18 holes, national titles on the line. The 39th edition of the PGA Works Collegiate Championship. It's everything you could want. It's everything you've worked for from the beginning of the season in late August to early September to carve through the postseason in the May to have a chance here, because ultimately you're doing it for all those people you're around, your teammates, your program, your university, all those that have supported you along the way, whether they're affiliated with your institution or maybe somebody that got you into the game 8, 10, 12 years ago. It will all culminate tomorrow. We'll be back to wrap things up from the park right after this. Today's coverage is brought to you by Kohler, helping people live gracious, healthy, and sustainable lives. Chase Sapphire, upgrade your travel and dining experiences with Chase Sapphire. And by Bushnell Golf, the #1 rangefinder in golf. We are back at the park, West Palm Beach, Florida. Day 2 of the PGA Works Collegiate Championship in the books as we take a look at the women's scores. Texas A&M Corpus Christi, they're leading as a team. The medalist right now, it would belong to Kiera Williams, even par 71 on this day, and she's down with Olin.
Yeah, thank you guys. Hi, Kiera. It was a nice playing today.
Thank you, thank you.
Tell us about your round.
So I started off pretty rough. You know, I think I had some bogeys, doubles from like 3 putts and stuff, but once I started really getting the hang of my putting, I was dropping birdies. I think I had a stretch of like 3 birdies in a row. You know, I felt really confident with my putting, and it, you know, brought my score back down to where it should have been. And I'm glad that I ended up finishing strong. You know, I capitalized on that momentum and kept it going, and I think I played a pretty solid round today. Thank you.
Yeah, that's well done. And this tournament, wonderful to be here. What does it mean to you to be competing this week?
Well, it's my second year being at this tournament. It's honestly an amazing experience. Every year they take us to great golf courses. Last year we were at Whistling Straits, this year at the park. And it's amazing to be around people, you know, HBCU golf and all other like diverse groups of golf, and be with people your age. And it's a great networking opportunity. Obviously we had the career fair yesterday, and it's good finding internships, finding job opportunities in golf. So it's always just a great time being out here.
Well, that's wonderful, and thank you very much, and good luck tomorrow. Hope you play great.
Thank you.
Kiera touched on it. She played in this championship a year ago. She finished tied for 8th, looking for more this year. And to give a sense of what these players do to get back to the game, she volunteers at a nonprofit organization called For Life as a way to give back to the nonprofit that introduced her to the game, Doug.
It matters, you know, when you can come from a program and then give back to that same program. Steve, it warms your heart to see that you're leveraging the shoulders that you're standing on to do the same thing.
And while we have a moment, let's send it down to Julia.
Thanks, Burko. Here with Hannah Creekmore. Hannah, good playing today in pretty tough conditions. Your team has a significant lead headed into tomorrow. What would a championship mean for your team?
It would mean a lot. We've been doing really well this year, just haven't been able to win a championship yet, so it would mean a lot for us to win.
You stayed really patient in very difficult conditions out there today. How were you able to do that?
I just kind of like know that there's a lot of golf left to play, and like don't get mad over one shot. Like just stay calm and just keep going, because there's always another shot.
Well, this is such an amazing championship and so much fun for all of you. Tell me about what your favorite memory has been so far this week.
I think just all the cameras everywhere. I've never seen so many cameras.
Well, you're playing well in front of a lot of cameras. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
The best finish this year for Texas A&M Corpus Christi, 3rd. They were 4th in their conference championship, but they have had success here at the PGA Works Collegiate Championship, winning 4 of the last 5 women's team titles. And Doug, they're in great position to make it 5 of 6.
Well, it's almost they're getting back to where they're used to being in this championship, and they know how to get it done. They've done it before, but when you get the new players in, your freshmen, you get a chance to mold them so that they can hang a banner for themselves.
And it's that endearing interview we just heard from Hannah Creekmore with Julia. The cameras. She's a freshman from Rockville, Texas. She's probably like, oh my goodness, why is everybody following me in our group? Hannah, I'm going to let you in on something. There might be a whole lot more cameras following the Islanders tomorrow. We're back to wrap up day 2 right after this.
Yeah, you're good.
Today's bold play is presented by Kohler, and you want to see a very bold play? How about Thais Amezcua, her second at 15, the par 5.
Yeah, Julia was talking about how she could get near this green in 2. You have a finish like that, balanced, poised finish. Threw that thing straight up. Watch this thing bound and feed back towards this whole location. I mean, that's exactly how she drew that up.
Yeah, a really good shot. It becomes a great shot when you can pay it off with eagle.
Well, that's exactly what you have to do. You roll the rock, it can get you out of trouble. How about to get you into an eagle situation right there? 2 back.
And in the mix tomorrow, Thais with a really good inward 9 to put herself in position heading into Championship Wednesday. And there are going to be national titles handed out tomorrow. 5 different championships awarded. For the women, Texas A&M Corpus Christi, they're in a really good spot to win for the 5th time in 6 years. There will be a medalist in that format, Kiera Williams leading the way. For men's Division II, the Mustangs of Western New Mexico, 5 clear of Morehouse, due in large part to their sophomore, Jacob Alcorta. He is 6 clear in the medalist portion for the men Division II teams. Men's individual champion, right now it would be Nashawn Tyson. Back-to-back rounds of 68. How impressive is that, Doug?
I was very impressed today. It was 2 different days that we saw. Today, much more firm, fast golf course. Able to get around here in 3 under par, 6 total. Very impressed.
And the women's individual, Alexis Fayetta, the freshman from North Carolina, Wilmington, a little bit of a struggle today, 78, but she will start tomorrow with a 3-shot lead. We'll see how those first-year nerves handle and hold up under the pressure tomorrow. And for the men's Division I teams, Florida A&M, the Rattlers, 13 clear, due in large part to Sasha Robinson, 69 today. He is at 6 under. Doug, what are the expectations from you for those that we will see tomorrow?
My expectation is we're going to see some players get off to nervy starts. Then they're going to bounce back and try to settle into that middle of the round, see if they can get some birdies to fall. Players that can play from uphill, putt uphill, and just play offense from below the hole, they're going to be the ones that we hoist the trophy come tomorrow.
The park has been a great host. It will all culminate tomorrow. Be sure to come on back for Championship Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern, right here on Golf Channel, when we hand out national championships in the 39th edition of the PGA Works Collegiate Championship. A lot of smiles on the faces of those here, and for good reason. We'll expect to see more tomorrow. For the entire team, Steve Burkowski saying so long from Florida.